fabuloso, magnífico, estoy muy contento. I have the Spanish subtitle. Esto es fabuloso, genial, increíble. We hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And right now on the screen there is this scene, this sequence, when Clint Eastwood dances with Mollie B and her band, Mollie B and Ted Lang. They play their song, A Day to Say Thank You, and this song goes a little bit like this. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing to all my friends. I say thank you. It's not often that we hear a lot of thanks for those who gave, and to remember those who won't return. It's our patriotic duty to honor those who serve and give to you the praise that you deserve. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing to all my friends. I say thank you. Thank you. And regarding this film, Jersey Boys, from 2014, about the band The Four Seasons. One of their greatest hits is featured there, and it's Frankie Valli and The Four Seasons, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. And this song goes a little bit like this. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Love you, baby. Trust in me when I say. Howdy, partners. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel called Blast and the Past. And this time around I have something really special, because it's a review of the film The Mule from 2008, directed by Clint Eastwood and also starring him in what was supposed to have been probably his last role, but as we all know, it wasn't. And spoilers alert, it's a fantastic film, worth giving it a go, not only once, but 2 times. It's for multiple viewings, multiple screenings. It's a fantastic film, and if it had been Clint Eastwood's farewell to acting and directing, I don't think that anybody would have minded at that time, but as we all know, he decided to continue his career, and we should consider ourselves as the audience very lucky because of that. But let's cut back to the chase, no pun intended, because there is a chase in this film after all, and let's focus on The Mule from 2018. I hope that you will enjoy my take on this great film, so without further ado, let's buckle up, literally, considering the theme of this film, and let's get ready for quite a ride together with the one, the only, the legendary Clint Eastwood. So rev up the engines, pedal to the metal, and here it goes.
I'm sorry for everything.
But what is The Mule about? Here is a very short synopsis offered on the IMDb website by Grants, with double S at the end. Here it goes. Due to financial problems, an 80-something-year-old man, Earl Stone, Clint Eastwood, takes a job as a drug mule, driving shipments between Texas and Illinois for a Mexican cartel. Unbeknownst to him, the DEA are targeting the cartel, resulting in Earl being the central figure in their investigations, courtesy of Grants, with double S at the end.
This is the last one.
Regarding the critical reception of The Mule back in 2018, actually it was received very well, because on the IMDb website it has the average rating of 7 out of 10. The same goes for FilmWeb, and on the Rotten Tomatoes website it has the average rate from the critics at around 69% and from the audience at around 67%. So still pretty high, and generally everybody thought that it was a great Clint Eastwood Swan song, a farewell to the world of cinema, But now, as we all know, it wasn't so. It wasn't the case because he came back. Apparently, he cannot say goodbye forever to the 10th muse, to the cinema, and who can blame him? But you have to give it to the guy. Despite being almost 100 years old right now, he's still in the business, making good films and being there behind the camera, in front of the camera. This is fantastic. But he's the one, the only, the legendary Clint Eastwood. So what more can you expect? He is a true legend, and hopefully he will stay with us 100 years more. That would be great, wouldn't it be?
I defended the family.
Touch me and I'll kick your ass, old man.
Jesus Christ.
Regarding the box office results, fortunately, not only was The Mule successful with the critics, but also in terms of the financial results. Because the budget was around $50 million, so it's quite a lot for this kind of a film, and it grossed worldwide around $178 million. So more than triple the budget. So even if you bear in mind this rule that you need to double the cost, plus add 50% on top of that, to have the real budget, the real amount of money spent on the film. In this case, it cuts the mustard, it fits the bill very well, because it would be around $125 million to get even, and in this case, $178 million, so it's more than enough. So it made its share. It made quite a hefty profit, quite a hefty sum for Warner Brothers, so I hope that everybody was happy, and like I said, not only was it successful financially, but with the critics, so everybody was happy, and so was the audience, because we received a very, very good and grossing, catchy film based on true events, with Clint Eastwood both behind the camera, at the helm of the project, and in front of it, in a really good shape. Still having it, still showing that he is one of a kind, and that there was nobody like him before, and probably there won't be any worthy successor of him going forward. Clint Eastwood, you're one of a kind. A real pistolero. And as usual, here we have some pieces of trivia on The Mule, featured on the IMDb website. Here goes the first one. This movie was based on the New York Times article The Sinaloa Cartel's 90-year-old drag mule by Sam Dolnick, which recounts and was inspired by the true story of Leo Sharp, a World War II veteran in his 80s who became the world's oldest and most prolific drag mule for the Sinaloa cartel. In this movie, however, this was changed to him being a Korean War vet, so the story could be set in 2017. And this is remarkable that it is based on true events. Maybe it takes some liberties with the material, with the original story. Still, it is founded in reality, so this is remarkable, and well, on the one hand it was criminal, on the other
I feel sorry for her husband, and I feel sorry for the pecans too.
you have to admire the guy that at the age of 90 years old he had still strength and power to do that. This is remarkable, maybe not praiseworthy considering the kind of activity. Maybe this person should have channeled his energy into something less illegal, more legal, that's for sure, but still, this is great that Clint Eastwood was able to portray this role in such a great film, and it adds a special value, this fact that it was based on true events, and unlike Fargo, for example, which was based on spurious events, allegedly. So, great, fantastic.
What do you got there?
Well, pecans. Delivering pecans.
And another piece of trivia, this time it's about the cast. Andy Garcia was ready to accept any role in order to do a movie with Clint Eastwood. And he is great, he is remarkable, a bit like a secondary character, a big cartel boss, and a very important figure in the story. And he develops a liking towards Clint Eastwood's character, Earl, because he likes the guy. Earl is reliable, he always delivers, no pun intended, literally and figuratively, he delivers the cargo. And probably he's one of few reliable mules in this business. And that's why he takes him under his wing a little bit. Like I've said, he has a soft spot for him, but later on something happens. I won't spoil it to you guys, I wouldn't do it to you, but you have to give it a go to find out what happens to the character played by Andy Garcia next.
You need to oblige me.
And another piece of trivia, this time it's really personal about Clint Eastwood and his life, because it goes like this. For Clint Eastwood, 2018 was a milestone year personally. On January 31st, his great-granddaughter Penelope was born to grandson Clinton Frotharp McCartney. son of Kimber Eastwood, who Clint had with Roxanne Tunis and Jessica Rivera. On September the 16th, his grandson Titan was born to daughter Francesca Eastwood, who Clint had with Frances Fisher and Alexander Reitz. On November the 3rd, his ex-partner and the love of his life, Sondra Locke, died on what would have been his Uncle Melvin's 112th birthday. And on December the 10th, his daughter Laurie Murray was publicly acknowledged for the first time ever. As per this piece of trivia, it was a very important, a crucial year for Clint Eastwood. Not only was this fantastic film released, but many things happening in his personal life. And this is fantastic that sometimes all the things they happen together at the same time, but finally something good, mostly at least. So it's bittersweet, but most of the things which culminated in Clint Eastwood's life in 2018 were fairly positive. And this one, I mean the film, is the cherry on top, because it helped in celebrating the alleged end of Clint Eastwood's career as a director, as an actor, but as we all know, you can never keep a good dog down, and he decided to come back, and hopefully come back for many more years and decades going forward, if it's possible. Fingers crossed for you, Clint.
I had too much fun. That's why you're working for us now.
And there is also a fantastic piece of trivia about the band, which is featured on the screen right now. And in this scene, it is a polka song being played, and this is fantastic. It's such a catchy tune, such an earworm, but the piece of trivia, it goes like this. The polka band that performs at the VFW in Earl's honor is actually a real polka band that travels across the United States and plays over 100 shows annually. The band is called Squeezebox and is led by Mollie B, known as Mollie B, and her husband Ted Lang. Ted is two-time Grammy nominee, and Mollie hosts the television program Mollie B Polka Party, which airs on RFD TV. Clint Eastwood personally sought out Squeezebox to perform in the film because he watched Mollie B Polka Party every Saturday with his girlfriend, Christiana Sandera. Mollie B had a bad sore throat during the shooting of the scene and had to go to the hospital when filming wrapped. And I cannot praise enough the scene, the song itself, Mollie B and her husband's performance, how catchy, how great this song is, and the scene, Clint Eastwood dancing with Mollie B. This is great. Celebrating the grand reopening of their favorite bar because it had burned in fire and the insurance company was playing tricks with them. They didn't want to pay the money, and Clint Eastwood's character Earl, being a good guy he stepped in and he financed the refurbishment of the bar, his favorite bar, and that party was thrown as a celebration of coming back to business and having the places for old war vets yet again up and running. And this scene, this is fantastic, and it's one of the best, one of the most favorite in my book scenes in this film, the Mule. If for nothing else, I think that this one, it will stay with you. You will hum this tune for a long time after the screening has wrapped. That's for sure. I can almost vouch. And probably this piece of trivia is a little bit dated, because according to this item of information, in recent years, Clint Eastwood has only rarely been on camera, but Earl convinced him to rethink the experience. His last role was in Trouble with the Curve in 2012, a very good baseball film with Justin Timberlake. I liked it very much. Clint Eastwood didn't direct it, he only starred in it, but it's a worthy recommendation. But this is a little bit outdated, because of course in 2021 there was Cry Macho, which was mostly bashed by the critics and the audience. I think the average rating on IMDb is 5.7, but for what it's worth, I liked it, because again, it's Clint Eastwood, a great actor, it's a road film. Maybe some of the things are a bit exaggerated, like two young ladies falling for an old guy like him, but after all, it's Clint Eastwood, so what more do you expect? He's still got it, right? And I really like the film. It was touching, it was moving, not boring, and it flew along very well. So if you still lack some Clint Eastwood in a starring role, maybe this is also worth giving it a go. And as a director, we have Juror number 2, and I'm still before seeing it, before a screening, but I really have high hopes for this one. I hope that Clint Eastwood has delivered, because on IMDb I think that the average rating is 7.1, so that's high.
You would know what to do.
So if it were to be his last film, it would be a very decent farewell to the audience. But hopefully it is not the last one, and there will be something else after Juror number 2, both behind the camera and in a starring role. Clint Eastwood, we all keep our fingers crossed for you. I just wanted to wish you good luck. We are all counting on you.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.
And the last piece of trivia for today. Clint Eastwood slips in a reference to having been in combat, which he's habitually done in several movies dating back to Thunderbolt and Lightfoot from 1974. This is ironic given that Eastwood, according to the late Don Loomis and others who knew him pre-fame, allegedly used a romantic relationship with an officer's daughter to avoid being sent overseas during the Korean conflict. I don't know how truthful this piece of information is regarding him avoiding the military service. I don't know, but Clint Eastwood is a tough guy, that's for sure, and he's this kind of a person who doesn't take no for an answer, so I can easily imagine him in the military. And he's played military officers or people of this sort many times in his career, like in The Heartbreak Ridge, for example. He folds down guys taller and bigger than him, so really he's like John Wayne, a manly man. Every man wants to be like him and every woman wants to be with him, if you catch my drift. So Clint Eastwood definitely as tough as nails, as tough as they come.
When I ask for Marines, the division sends me relics.
Now, maybe let me move on to a short description of this DVD release. And here is the front cover, here is the spine, here is the back cover, many language options, which is good, fantastic. But regarding the main screen, the title screen, it is pretty generic, isn't it? And this is what I don't like about Warner Brothers and their releases. That in the past, I didn't like the interactive menus either, because sometimes there was a presentation, you couldn't skip it, you had to wait for it. But in this case, it's just a picture, it's the cover. So it's pretty bare bones, it's very rudimentary, very basic. So it's not very encouraging either, but at least the photo is great. The poster is fantastic, so this is good, very climatic. But I wouldn't mind if we had something in the background moving. Maybe some scenes, maybe something else without any spoilers, unlike it was with Candyman, in which they spoiled one of the most jump-scared moments of the film. But this is not the case here. This is just a very generic, rudimentary presentation. For better or worse, at least you hit play, there is some warning, and that's it. So off we go. We hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't contain myself. And it comes highly recommended. Now let me move on to the picture quality, if I may. Alright? And now moving on to the technical details. This is only a DVD release, and to be honest, when I saw the title screen, which was a little bit pixelated, not sharp, with some jagged edges around the icons, I was definitely worried about the picture quality. But to be honest, it's more than serviceable. I have become a fan of DVDs again, because I think that it's watching on the cheap. You don't need the Blu-ray edition, you don't need the 4K edition. This one is very serviceable. Have a look at the action presented on the screen right now. Of course, this is the widescreen format, so we have those margins at the top and at the bottom, which, as you may know, I'm not a big fan of, because I prefer the full screen presentation, when the screen is filled to the brim, to the edges. But in this case, that's how the film was shot and that's how it's presented, so it's very faithful. It's a faithful presentation, and the colors, probably they are not as vibrant, as vivid as they are on the 4K, even the Blu-ray format, but they are not overblown, so it's very faithful to the reel, to the film reel. And even if the film was shot digitally, so it gives this a special appearance of an older film, because Clint Eastwood is no spring chicken, that's for sure. So that's what you would expect from a film with to have this grainy, filmic look, and this is exactly what we get with this release. So I'm really surprised, I'm really glad that Warner Brothers, they put enough effort into presenting it to the best capabilities of the format, squeezing as many details, as much quality as possible onto this dual layered disc, and this is fantastic. So as you can see, maybe again, the presentation is very good, considering the limitations, the constraints of the format, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. And if you have a chance to grab it, and I think that the DVD release is rather dirt cheap on the market, please give it a go, because it's a film worth having, that's for sure. And coming back to it, it's been my second screening already, and I haven't said no to the third time, because after all, the third time is the charm, isn't it? In terms of this DVD release, I could only add that there is one special feature, and let me move on right now here, and that would be a featurette, the making of the Mule. Nobody runs forever, and I haven't seen it, but it's nice to have something about the film, how it was produced, some behind the scenes pieces of trivia. Why not? If it's there and it doesn't affect the picture quality, then I'm all in for it, count me in. And in this case, apparently it doesn't, because the picture quality is still decent, so great, why not? The more the merrier regarding the bonuses, right?
Hopefully.
Regarding Clint Eastwood, what more is there to say that has not been said before? I'm not the smartest person in the room, nor the most knowledgeable one, but I can say that this kind of an actor and a director, his career spans several decades, can you believe it? The 1970s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, even right now the 2010s, the 2020s, still directing, still in front of the camera, and to many people maybe he's a better director than an actor, but it's a very unfair judgment, because also in front of the camera he's good, he has had many roles in his portfolio, and you could even say that he is aging like wine. He gets better with time. And of course Dirty Harry, Make My Day, Punk, and all the other iconic characters, in Million Dollar Baby as a coach, and in Gran Torino as Mr. Kowalski, you name it.
Well, do you, punk?
For every single decade, I think that there was at least one, if not two, iconic, recognizable, memorable characters which Clint Eastwood portrayed in his career, and definitely he is one of the legends of Hollywood, of the cinema, the American one. He reinvented the spaghetti western genre, then the Dirty Cop films with Dirty Harry, obviously, Harry Callahan. Later on, a little bit of action, a little bit of boxing, dramas, The Unforgiven, and it was a remarkable film because it was a very adult take on the western. So then he reinvented this genre again. He showed a man crying, or like The Bridges of Madison County with Meryl Streep, a fantastic film for all the audience, regardless of whether they're a man or a woman. It combines the generations, so Clint Eastwood is this kind of an actor. Whatever I will say right now, it will not suffice, it will not be sufficient. So Clint Eastwood, chapeau bas to you, partner, and keep doing the good work behind the scenes and in front of the camera. Keep up the good work, alright?
Clint Eastwood. Meryl Streep.
And right now on the screen there is this scene, this sequence, when Clint Eastwood dances with Mollie B and her band, Mollie B and Ted Lang. They play their song, A Day to Say Thank You, and this song goes a little bit like this. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing to all my friends. I say thank you. It's not often that we hear a lot of thanks for those who gave, and to remember those who won't return. It's our patriotic duty to honor those who serve, and give to you the praise that you deserve. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing to all my friends. I say thank you. This freedom in America, it isn't always free, preserved by those who serve unselfishly. They leave behind their minds, their homes, and all the family. The sacrifices made for you and me. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, And it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing too. Oh, my friends, I say thank you. Oh, it's a day to say thank you. And it's a time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing too. Oh, my friends, I say thank you. Oh, my friends, I say thank you. Do do dum dum dum. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing too. Oh, my friends, I say thank you. It's not often that you hear a lot of thanks for those who gave, and to remember those who won't return. It's our patriotic duty to honor those who serve and give to you the praise that you deserve. Oh, it's a day to say thank you, and it's time to have fun too. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the birds are singing too. Oh, my friends, I say thank you. As far as the cast is concerned, so of course we have Clint Eastwood in the main role, but also there is quite surprisingly Bradley Cooper as one of the agents chasing Clint Eastwood's character relentlessly. And there is Michael Pena, there is of course Andy Garcia. So this is great that everybody wanted to work with Clint Eastwood, because this kind of an opportunity, it could come to you only once in a lifetime sometimes. And it would be a pity not to grab it, not to take advantage of it. And this is great that you have a star-studded cast in this not a big budget film, because $50 million, it's not that much, taking into account Hollywood standards and Marvel productions, for example. So we could say that it was a smaller scale project, not a low budget flick, but it delivers on all fronts. It is engrossing, it is fascinating, there is some drama, a slice of life cinema, there is enough action, there is humor, there is some irony, and Clint Eastwood on top of that.
About the script was envisioning Clint playing that role, and how to me it just seems like the perfect role for the perfect actor at this time of his life.
So what more would you want from this kind of a mix? It is the whole 9 yards and even more. So the film packs a punch, and this is worthy of Clint Eastwood. And even if it had been his last film, which it is not, obviously, it would have been a great farewell to the cinema. But again, thankfully, it is not, and hopefully Clint Eastwood will make many, many more in front and behind the camera.
It's cool that you can just have that freedom, and you know, because Clint, you know, is a very good actor.
And one more thing about the cast, pardon my ignorance, but of course there is also Lawrence Fishburne, or Larry Fishburne as he used to be known back in the day, and he is also a great addition to the otherwise still stellar cast. And this is great because so many actors working together with Clint Eastwood in one film as a kind of a tribute, as a kind of homage to this great director slash actor. So apologies, I forgot about him. It is a minor role, but still he is there and he leaves a mark, definitely. So it's worth mentioning that Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus from The Matrix, is also there in the cast.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing.
And one more thing about this song, A Day to Say Thank You, by Mollie B and her husband, their band. This is a polka song. It reminds me of Home Alone and John Candy's small cameo. Do you remember our band? Polka, polka, polka? But this is a very nice folklore music. It's a little bit like country mixed with folklore. Maybe this is what polka is, but this is so catchy. There's the accordion playing in the background and the tune and everything. I'm a big fan of kitsch, and maybe this is tacky, maybe this is kitschy, but this is my cup of tea, that's for sure. So I could drink it any time of the day or night. And it reminds me of a similar genre called disco polo, which is known mostly in Poland, as the name of the genre suggests. And this is something also similar. Whenever there is a wedding or a big party, so this kind of song is played, because it's the best type of music to have fun too. especially if somebody is into drinking. I hope not, but if they are, so it elevates the mood even further, even more. And in this case, I cannot get enough of this song, really. It's such an earworm, such a veritable classic in my books that I cannot stop humming and singing it. So apologies for that, but I've fallen in love with this song, simply put.
I had a few hits a few years ago. That's why just polka, 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 polka.
Just one more thing about Clint Eastwood. He's this kind of a guy who has always been tough, who has been through many things in his life, through many hardships. He has always emerged victorious, and again, he doesn't take no for an answer. He's a no-nonsense guy, and he's this kind of a person like James Caan. They may not be the most muscular ones, not the most jacked ones, but they don't have to, because they have this innate masculinity, the natural one, that when they enter the room, they fill it in. They command respect immediately. It's something in their posture, in their demeanor, in their looks, in their appearances that you know that you do not mess with this kind of a person. With Clint Eastwood, James Caan, I remember that in The Eraser with Schwarzenegger, James Caan, of course, he was a much smaller guy, shorter guy, smaller than Schwarzenegger in terms of the stature, in terms of the body, the muscles, but still he held his own, and you could really believe that he was Schwarzenegger's character's mentor.
I can't believe you nailed me with this cheap piece of mail on it!
And Clint Eastwood is the same kind of guy. He doesn't need any muscle to prove his masculinity, to be confident, to prove his word to anybody, because he doesn't need any validation. And again, he commands respect whenever he goes, and this is the best description of him as a person and in his films mostly. Even whenever he cries, it's never feminine, it's so masculine. Some people could call it maybe toxic masculinity, but it's hard to say. Let's not go into that, but Clint Eastwood, really, if somebody wants to be a man's man, this is the guy to look up to. And I think literally, because Clint Eastwood is a very tall fella. His height is around 194, so a very big guy, isn't he? And he doesn't need the muscles to tower over everybody. And I'm not talking about height, but about his personality.
Well, maybe we'll just turn the camera on and let him go.
And in terms of Clint Eastwood's illustrious career, it would be very difficult, it would be a very demanding task to point out his most iconic role, but I really have a soft spot, a weak spot for Dirty Harry, Harry Callahan. This is a great franchise consisting of 5 films, and even the last one, in which Eastwood is visibly aged, it delivers. It's great. I remember that this is probably one of few franchises, few series in which every single part is worth watching, is worth recommending, it doesn't fall behind. It's something like Little Weapon, and from this one I like the 4th one the best, and from Dirty Callahan I think that I like the last one a lot, because it was pretty ironic. It made fun of Callahan's age, so Eastwood's age as well. So it was great, it was a great blend, an amalgam of action, of a cop film, of some humor thrown into it. So this is great, but like I said, the whole franchise is fantastic. And it introduced the type of a lone wolf cop against everybody and against...
Clint Eastwood is Dirty Harry.
That was remarkable in the 1970s, and then finishing in the 1990s, but who knows, never say never, like Sean Connery said, and he starred in yet another James Bond film. Maybe there will be yet another Dirty Harry Callahan film with Eastwood, who would be then 100 years old. We shall see. Why not? If the script is good, if he's up to, then count me in as well.
I want to play the game. You better know the rules, love.
In terms of any worthy successors to Clint Eastwood, I could only add that, of course, there is Scott Eastwood, Clint's son, and he's trying to make it big in Hollywood. He has even started one of the Fast and the Furious films from the franchise, but so far he's not even close to the legacy, to the legend of his father. But you never know. Gene Hackman started very late, so did Morgan Freeman, so maybe there is some chance for Scott Eastwood later on in the future. We'll see. Well, fingers crossed for the guy. I have nothing against him, so if he feels he has talent and the guts for it, well, then I say give the guy a chance, and maybe he'll prove himself to be actually a worthy successor to Clint Eastwood's enormous legacy. But these are very big shoes to fill in, aren't those?
From myself, there's only 2 men in the world that have ever managed to actually track him down with anything.
And right now on the screen you can see a very funny scene in a garage when L, so Clint Eastwood, he picks up the cargo, and the Mexican cartel, the members of this cartel, the guy, and they start calling him names like viejito, abuelito, meaning a grandpa, an old guy, an old timer. And at the beginning they mean it in a very depreciating, belittling way, but later on they start liking the guy, liking Earl, because he's a very likable and reliable person. And they use it in a very endearing way to actually give him kudos, give him credit where credit is due for his infallible service. So this is great, this Spanish accent. Viejito, abuelito, ¿qué estás haciendo, ese? Fantastic, right? Yet another interesting element in this otherwise still great film.
La familia es lo más importante que hay. No sigas mis pasos.
And considering how big Clint Eastwood was, as both a director and an actor, I would like to do him justice. And I am lucky enough to have some films of his here, right now, in front of the TV screen. And on the screen you can see Cry Macho from 2021 with Clint Eastwood. But in the chronological order, here we have, this is Magnum Force. So this is the sequel to Dirty Harry, the long-running franchise about Harry Callahan, a dirty cop with a very strong moral backbone, who is a no-nonsense guy, and he has no pity, no compassion for criminals, and a very good film. Generally, the whole franchise is fantastic. Next, what do we have here? This is Gran Torino, a very well-known film, one of Clint Eastwood's best, from 2008. What more can I say? It's a must, and I think that he plays a guy with Polish roots, because his surname is Kowalski, if I'm not mistaken. And Walt Kowalski is a war veteran, and he's as tough as it comes, as tough as nails. Great, a fantastic film. Next, what do we have here? This is Jersey Boys. This is a fantastic film, only, we could say, directed and produced by Clint Eastwood, released in 2014, about a New Jersey band called The Four Seasons, a fantastic, really underappreciated film, albeit the average rating on IMDb
Success now. The records, the TV, the personal appearance.
is 6.8 out of 10, so a pretty good one. Next, of course, we have The Mule from 2018, and last but not least, with Clint Eastwood as an actor, we have Cry Macho here on the screen. And unfortunately the film was bashed by the critics, the audience didn't like it either. The average rating on IMDb is right now 5.7 out of 10, so for a Clint Eastwood film is pretty low. But I really liked it for what it was, to be honest. A road film, a little bit nostalgic, sentimental, and I think that the script was pitched to Clint Eastwood back in the 1980s, and quite ironically he was too young then, and many people say that he was too old when the film was made, so it was just not the right timing. But still, I kinda enjoyed it. I would rate it a little bit higher than 5.7 out of 10. It's a decent film, a nice farewell to the cinema by Clint Eastwood in a starring role, and we'll see, maybe there will be something. But recently I've read that actually Clint Eastwood is retired. It has been confirmed by one of his sons, Kyle Eastwood, a musician, a composer.
He used to be strong, macho.
I used to be a lot of things.
And we shall see what the future brings. But this is just an overview of the films. I also have many more with Clint Eastwood or by Clint Eastwood, but these are the ones which I had at hand. For the sake of this video clip, this review, because somewhere I used to have the whole collection of the Dirty Harry films on Blu-ray. I remember that there was the DVD version of $1 Million Baby. There was also The Bridges of Madison County, a very good film, and probably many more. But again, this is just a general overview. And if I could give you my personal recommendation, I hope that if you have not seen those films, you will give them a Jersey Boys, a fantastic biopic directed by Clint Eastwood and produced by him, pretty underappreciated with fantastic music, and Cry Macho, because this is Clint Eastwood's farewell to acting, perhaps, hopefully not, we shall see. But please disregard the negative reviews and trust me, because if not for me, even if you don't like the films, it's for Clint Eastwood. And I think that he deserves giving him a chance, doesn't he?
The voice, I got the songs. We make a partnership.
And regarding this film, Jersey Boys, from 2014, about the band The Four Seasons. One of their greatest hits is featured there, and it's Frankie Valli and The Four Seasons, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. And this song goes a little bit like this. Here's the version of Can't Take My Eyes Off of You with the audio track. Here it goes. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby, trusting me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. And exclusively just for you guys, here is the a cappella version. Here goes nothing. I love you, baby. If it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby, let me love you. And actually, guys, I have breaking news. So I told you before about Juror number 2 that I would really like to watch it. And guess what? I have a package here. It's been delivered. So maybe let's have an official unboxing together, shall we? Here goes nothing. What are you telling me? Maybe I didn't hit it. Alright, so now let me pick up a pair of scissors and let's cut to the chase. No pun intended. Alright, here goes nothing. We'll see. And hopefully this is the film and not something else. Very well packed, right? Also here. Wow. Alright. Okay. Looks very promising, doesn't it?
Called for jury duty.
Can you see that? Yes? This is the steelbook edition of Juror number 2. Clint Eastwood's new film. This is an Italian version because I checked it, so if you open it here, you can see that it is in Italian because it says Giuranto numero 2. To be honest, I don't speak Italian, I speak Spanish. And here we have this paper slip also, which should go on the cover, right? Oh my goodness. I'm really looking forward to watching it. So how does it go? Something like this, probably, I believe, yeah? Oh. So it should look like this. This is the front part, this is the spine of the steelbook, this is the paper slip, and here it is. This hammer of a judge, yes? Whether somebody is guilty or not guilty, or restoring order in the court. Oh, this is fantastic. This is so climatic. I can already feel the vibe of this film, and I'm really dying to watch it. I'm looking forward, so probably it will happen today, because you know, if you have it on Blu-ray, this format, so I don't think that you need any more encouragement. Tonight will be the night, like in the song. Tonight, dum 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 dum, I'll be the night.
Defendant James Size and his then girlfriend Kendall Carter.
Such a sleek presentation. Great, fantastic. Normally I don't have too many steelbooks, but in this case I had to make an exception because this is Clint Eastwood's new film and it has very good ratings on IMDb, 7 out of 10, and on the Rotten Tomatoes website is around 93%. So what more do you want? How much stronger of a recommendation do you need to give it a go? Well, I'll be more than glad to share my opinion with you on this film after this screening, after this special screening. Today, later in the day. So fantastic. And I keep my fingers crossed for Clint Eastwood. I hope that he has delivered, but I'm pretty sure, judging from the comments, from the reviews, so he must have delivered. So it's a no-brainer, but still, fingers crossed for the guy, and looking forward to reviewing this film later on. And I hope that you are looking forward to this as well. Thanks in advance.
He's gonna pay for what he did.
Actually, maybe one more thing about the steelbook and this Blu-ray edition. So right now on the screen there is the Mule on the DVD format, but maybe let me pop it in and we'll see just what the title screen looks like to get the first glimpse at it, to get the preview, and then I will review it. I will watch it and review it, that's for sure. So without further ado, let's see what it's all about, shall we? And this is the long-awaited moment. This is Juror number 2 on Blu-ray, the steelbook edition. In here, this is the title screen. As you can see, this is the same artwork as on the steelbook on the front, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully there are Spanish subtitles, so of course I will put in the original audio track in English and the Spanish subtitles, which are hopefully featured there. We could check it out right now. Why not? Here goes nothing. Subtitles. I can see that there are no extras, but... okay, Espanol, perfect. Fantastic, this is great. Fabuloso, magnifico, estoy muy contento. I have the Spanish subtitles, so I'm all ready to give it a go. Sooner rather than later, hopefully today. And then I will not hesitate to make a review of this one, that's for sure. You can count on it. And if you have seen it already, please let me know about your take on Juror number 2 down in the comment section below under this video. Thanks in advance. Looking forward to reading from you guys. Esto es fabuloso, genial, increíble. This is great, this is fantastic. I'm even more excited about it. With the Spanish subtitles, I'm all ready. I don't need anything more. Great, keeping my fingers crossed firmly for Clint Eastwood and his most recent film. So, that would be it. Thank you very much for your attention, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed my take on The Mule from 2018, directed by Clint Eastwood and starring Clint Eastwood. If you have liked my review, please give it the thumbs up. Please share your comments on the film, on Clint Eastwood as a director, as an actor, on his newer films, maybe on Juror number 2, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, finally, for the first time ever. If you are not subscribed to this channel, maybe you could consider subscribing to it. It would help me grow a lot. And I hope to see you guys next time, maybe whilst reviewing Juror number 2. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Thank you very much and see you next time. Cheers. Bye. By Sam Dolnick. By Sam Dolnick. Dating back to Granto. Oh, sorry.
As much as anything else led to my drinking problem.